Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I have a great video for you today. Newly released Commander 2016. This is my variation of the Atraxa Praetor's Voice deck. If you didn't see it already, I have a unboxing video showing exactly what you get in that set, the cards and all the little inserts and stuff that they give you. Just to put things out of order a little bit here, I want to remind everyone to like and subscribe and share if you like this video. Don't forget to do that. It really helps out the channel a lot. I want to be here to help you guys spread ideas, give a few of my own, get a few back. And onto the deck. This is Atraxa Praetor's Voice. It is Super Friends counter-based deck because of the proliferate ability on Atraxa down here at the bottom. This is a preliminary deck. Basically what I do when I build my decks is I'll start with the base and whittle out cards I don't need and add more. And this has gone through quite a few steps of that already, but is definitely nowhere near done. So if you have any ideas for me, what to take out, what to add in, anything like that, constructive criticisms are always welcome. So let me know in the in the comment section below. First we have, let me adjust this. Perfect. We have the commander, Atraxa's Praetor's Voice. It is a 4-color non-red commander. It is a 4/4 flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink. At the beginning of our end step, we get to proliferate, and that is the bulk of the deck right there. We're basing it on proliferate. So let's get right into it. First, we have our mana base. I always do the mana base first. My decks are casual, so a lot of it's just cards I have on hand, unless I really like the deck, and then I'll spend more money for more specifics. But getting right into it, we have Command Tower, Exotic Orchard. You could probably put City of Brass, Grand Coliseum, those sorts of cards in addition. I just haven't gotten around to those yet. We have some Scrylands, Temple of Plenty, Temple of Silence, Temple of Deceit. The bounce land, Ravnica bounce lands, so Golgari Rot Farm, Azorius Chancery. There's 2 more of those I believe I could add if I chose to do so. Then we move on to our 3-color come into play tap lands. Opulent Palace, Arcane Sanctum, Sand Step Citadel. Going in, we got a Murmuring Bosque that came with the set, and a Seaside Citadel. We have some fetch lands. We got Flooded Strands, Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds. Get these off camera. Temple of the False God. We add that to pretty much every EDH deck because pretty much always going to have more than 5 lands, and that is value right there. Godless Shrine. Watery Grave, I believe that is. Overgrown Tomb. Bajuka Bog. When I play black, I always play one of these because everybody likes graveyard shenanigans, and I don't like them doing that. The Commander 2016s came with these Darkwater Catacombs and Sungrass Prairie. I really like that they came with these. Mixes it up a little bit. And these are great lands. Opal Palace. I threw in a Botanical Sanctum because I had one. Yavimaya Coast. And Llanowar Wastes, again because I had them. Underground River came with the deck. I play basics. I play a bunch of forests, but only one swamp, one island, and one plains. Reason for that logic is forests give me green, and green lets me fetch. So I can fetch these other 3 lands if I need them. But the other 3 colors can't fetch lands for me, so yeah, you just followed all that. I hope you did. I don't know what the hell I just said. Lightning Greaves, Chain Veil, because this is a Super Friends deck. It's got some Mana Rocks. We got Felwar Stone, Astral Cornucopia. Basically, we want to put one charge counter on this and then proliferate it up. Simic Signet, Commander Sphere, Golgari Signet, Orzhov Signet, Darksteel Ingot, Soul Ring. That concludes our stack of Mana Rocks. Moving on to enchantments, I have Inexorable Tide, a great proliferate engine. Bread for the Hunt, another great enchantment that when I have a creature with a 1/1, when one of my creatures with a 1/1 counter deals combat damage to a player, I get to draw. And Cathar's Crusade to put them 1/1 counters so I can draw. And moving on, we have instants. We have Mortify for some removal, and Putrefy for some more removal, and Sylvan Reclamation for some more removal of artifacts and enchantments. Brainstorm, because we're playing blue, and in EDH, when you play blue, you play a Brainstorm. Limdol's Vault. This is a incredibly underrated card for filtering your library until you get what you need. Fact or Fiction, again, because we're playing blue, and when you play blue, you play Fact or Fiction. Inspiring Call, I draw a card for each 1/1, each creature with a 1/1 counter on it, and then those creatures become indestructible. And what I was talking about earlier, the fetch, we have Cultivate and Kodama's Reach. And then we have Manifold Insights. This is a great card. Reveal the top 10 cards of my library, and then each opponent picks a non-land card out, and I get that card. So I'm potentially drawing 3 or 4 cards on 3 mana. Can't beat that with a stick. Treasure Cruise for some more cards. Dune Blast, great board wipe. Fumigate, more board wipes. More of that going into creatures. We got more of that fetch I mentioned earlier with Sakura Tribe Elder and Yavimaya Elder. Then we go into Scavenging Ooze. Some great Grave Hate, as well as gets 1/1 counters. Necroplasm, some good removal, as well as a 1/1 counter guy. Colonian Hydra, an amazing 1/1 counter guy. Starts with 4 and then doubles it every time, and doubles all your other ones too. Gave, Guru of Spores, a great 1/1 counter guy that can also make Saprolings. Mazarek, an amazing 1/1 counter guy. I have him as a commander in another deck. I haven't done a video on him yet, but he is definitely in the queue to get done. Rayhan, Last of Abzan. It's another new card. Whenever a creature with 1/1 counters dies or is put in the command zone, those 1/1 counters get moved to somewhere else. So your creatures die, your 1/1 counters go on. Champion of Lamholt, 1/1 counter guy. Forgotten Ancient, 1/1 counter guy. Juniper Order Ranger, a 1/1 counter guy. Fathom Mage, a 1/1 counter guy that can also let me draw. Crystalline Crystalline Crawler, 1/1 counter guy. Also a walking mana rock, I guess. Master Biomancer helps out the 1/1 counter guys. Corpse Jack Menace also helps out the 1/1 counter guys. Odric Lunarch Marshal. This guy is amazing in this deck. Amazing. Him and Atraxa out at the same time. I mean, all of my guys fly. All of my guys have Vigilance. They all have Death Touch. And they all have Lifelink. So, Nasty goes to Super Nasty. Custody Soulbinders. A fantastic 1/1 guy that can also make tokens. I added Bloodghast in here because he's hard to get rid of. Rashmi, Eternatus Crafter, pseudo Cascade creature. Thrumming Bird, more proliferates. And now we come to it. This is the meat of the deck right here. These are my Planeswalkers. I believe there are 17. Not as many as my actual Planeswalker deck, but let me adjust the camera so you get a better look. There we go. All right, we're going to start off with a Johnny, Mentor of Heroes. Puts out 1/1 counters, gets me creatures and Planeswalkers out of my library, and gains me 100 life. Can't beat that guy with a stick. You just proliferate him right up to 8 super quick and 100 life. There you go. Obnixilis Reignited. I got this out of the dual deck. The art is amazing on this. I love the art on this one. Great ult, good control, some draw. Can't go wrong there. Gideon, ally of Zendikar, makes dudes for blocking and has a really good emblem, so I play him. Venser the Sojourner. This guy is broken as hell. Having creatures are unblockable or that emblem that exiles stuff when I do basically the same stuff I would normally do. It's ridiculous. Vraska the Unseen, good control, and a good ult. Elspeth, just good all the way across. Making tokens, destroying big stuff, and an emblem that is pretty amazing. Teferi Temporal Archmage. He's an okay guy. His -1 is probably much better than his +1, being able to untap 4 permanents for way more mana. It's basically blue ramp. So that's definitely a good thing. And then his -10 alt emblem lets me activate my Planeswalkers on other people's turns, which is just broken. I think if I get to that point and I've got 3 or 4 guys out, 3 or 4 Planeswalkers out, I think I won at that point. Sorin, Grim Nemesis, some control, a really good ult, and some draw with some damage. Definitely a fine dude. Sorin, Lord of Innistrad, gives me dudes for protection, a really cheap emblem, and his ult, which I honestly played this deck twice today, and I did get his ult off on one of the games. Destroys creatures and then makes them mine. So I guess he uses his vampireness on them and turns them to his army of darkness. All right, moving on. Garruk, Apex Predator. Kind of an expensive one, but well worth it. He has 4 abilities instead of 3. He can destroy planeswalkers. He makes dudes. He kills other people's dudes. And his ult makes stuff big. So he's just amazing. Well worth the 7 casting cost. Garruk Wildspeaker makes dudes and his good ramp. And his ult is not too shabby. Narset Transcendent. Basically some draw, some rebound, but her real thing is proliferating up to that emblem and basically winning the game for you, because your opponents can only cast creatures at that point, and it's really hard to win an EDH with just creatures. Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, makes dudes, puts 1/1 counters for more proliferate, and a decent ult. Liliana Vess, tutors. Honestly, I've never used her for anything but tutoring. I think I made somebody discard like once, but I can definitely see in this deck the ult on her coming into play and being used. Tamiyo, Field Researcher, the newer Tamiyo. Some draw, tapping down stuff, and that ult is just, yeah. Here's Omniscience in emblem form, so nobody can do anything about it. That's a game breaker right there. Tamiyo Moonsage, some draws, some tapping stuff down, and a not too shabby ult. And card number 99, we have Mr. Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Some bolting, some exiling, and an unbeatable ult. And that's the deck. Definitely tell me what you think. This is a very preliminary setup. I've only had the cards for today's. This is Sunday night, and it came out on Friday, so yeah, I've only had the cards for 2 days. Tell me what you think, and leave comments, subscribe, share, show your friends, do a little dance, do whatever, I don't know. Just get the word out there about the channel, because trying to make this big for all of us. And have a great day.